franktalks.com. Check out the Frank Talks Relationship column currently running in the Suburban Newspaper online magazine. To read more, please visit www.thesuburban.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating and relationships? Visit franktalks.com.
Remember to sign up for the Coping with Loss newsletter and get weekly supporting messages to help you manage your bereavement, grief, and mourning. You are not alone. Sign up at franktalks.com now.
Welcome to Passion, a show about love, sex, and relationships. This is our final show of 2014. It really is. I'm off tomorrow evening and then back again on next Monday with a live show. So this is it. So if you have questions, it is Tuesday, so we do open the lines up for your questions about love, sex, and relationships, or anything you want to talk about in the last hour we have together of 2014. And let me know what's on your mind. 514-790-0800, or you can text me at 514-800. Okay. Hi, Dr. Laurie. I've just started going out with a guy for the past month. He hasn't mentioned New Year's Eve at all. I don't want to ask him, is it too soon to expect an invite? It's tomorrow. You know what? I also got another email while we were on break, another dating question. And so, Dave, I think we're going to call in Frank Kermit, our dating coach, the one who does our dating dilemmas with us. We'll have him on at 10:30. He'll answer both of these questions, and we can also throw it out there. But, yeah, what do you do? Like, New Year's Eve is a whole thing in and of itself. It's a little bit like a Valentine's Day, just another expectation, right? And people upset because they are alone on New Year's. So we'll talk about that coming up and any other questions that you have. News is next, and then we'll get Frank Kermit on the line. You're listening to Passion on CJAD. All right, we got a couple of dating questions here, so lucky for us, Frank was available. Frank Kermit joins us. He's a dating coach. He's the relationship columnist for the Suburban Online newspaper, and he joins us every single month here to talk about dating issues. So why not have you for one last go in 2014? Hey, Frank.
Hey, Dr. Laurie. Thanks for having me for the last show of Passion for this year.
Yes, for 2014. But have no fear, we will have you back in 2015. Okay, couple of things. So one person wrote in, I've just started going out with a guy for the past month. He hasn't mentioned New Year's Eve at all. I don't want to ask him, is it too soon to expect an invite? New Year's Eve is tomorrow.
Okay, is it too soon to expect an invite? It would be wrong to expect that you're automatically going to be spending New Year's Eve with someone you just started dating for 4 weeks. However, nothing stops you from asking.
Right. Why would she ask?
Because since they're just starting to date, some people are afraid to ask that question because the answer is worse than the question, at least potentially. Because what if he's dating somebody else at the same time? Some people would just rather not know, so they don't ask.
Right. Or maybe the person just 4 weeks is too early or for them going somewhere with New Year's Eve where there's a bunch of, say, other couples or friends or what have you is too much of a statement?
Well, my philosophy has always been that you're better off spending New Year's Eve one-on-one with somebody you've just met than to bring somebody you've just met to meet all your friends and family.
Right. Then don't make that the opportunity to do it, in other words.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that if she is interested in spending New Year's Eve with him, pick up the phone or send him an email, send him a text, and say, hey, listen, I don't have any plans for New Year's Eve yet. Do you want to hang out together in the event that you don't have any plans? And see what happens.
Right.
The fact is that this conversation should have happened at least, let's say, 2 weeks ago, if not a week ago.
Right.
Just to say, do you have any plans for New Year's Eve?
And he may be uncomfortable and say, well, I kind of do. I made plans months ago, but so be it, right?
Right, but you're better off knowing the truth.
Right.
And
I
if you
agree. I would prefer to know the truth.
Exactly.
Even if it
Not
hurts.
that there's anything wrong with him dating somebody else, because you've just started dating. Commitment and exclusivity has to be earned.
Right.
That's
And unless it's
easier.
discussed beforehand, you don't know.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So pick up the phone or just reach out to him and just say, hey, do you have any plans for New Year's Eve? Because it may turn out that he does. Maybe he's tied into some family thing, but maybe he'll be happy to leave early and the two of you can still have a romantic start to the new year.
Maybe. All right, well, that's good to know. All right, here's another. This one came in by email. Just before the holidays, I was dating this guy I know. We had known each other for a while and were just friends, but ended up having a one-night stand. And then we tried dating. It was fun and everything, but after about 4 weeks, we mutually agreed that it wasn't going anywhere, and we broke up. We are on good terms. Yesterday, he texted me to ask me to spend New Year's Eve with him if I am single. I am single and didn't make any plans with my friends or anything, but I'm not sure if I should spend my New Year's Eve with him or try to go out on my own to see if my friends are having a party. He does not want to hang out with me and my friends. He just wants to spend time with me alone for New Year's. Sounds like something's up. Should I do it? I do like him as a person and the sex was fun, but is it like a mistake to be with him since we broke up? If we were together as a couple, I would rather have had a quiet night with him anyways, and I do not want to spend lots of money at a club or anything. Should I suggest that we get back together? Aren't those two different questions?
Yeah, this is, she's making some assumptions here that she should not be making. First and foremost, let's make something very clear. The holidays can be a very lonely time for some people.
Yes.
And a lot of people rekindle ended romances just because they don't want to be alone over the holidays.
Okay.
Now, if you know ahead of time and you're both consenting adults and you want to spend the holidays together to avoid each of you spending time alone and everybody understands that this is an arrangement, then fine. But going in with some sort of expectation that this is a sign that we're going to get back together, that's not healthy. In fact, you're going to go into this, and how are you going to feel afterwards thinking that, oh, well, maybe this is a sign we should be together, and, well, no, it was never that. It was just so that neither one of us is alone.
So be very clear as to what the expectations are in this case.
Exactly. And no, I don't think you should be getting back together just because you happen to be lonely over the holidays. I think that if you can handle it, I mean, some people are emotionally capable of handling this sort of friends with adventures relationship. And if you're okay with that and you're already not predisposed to going out New Year's Eve to clubs or big parties or so on, why not? As long as you're consenting adults and you know you're ready to accept those consequences, that's fine.
Right.
But don't go into it thinking that, well, this is a sign.
Right.
It doesn't sound like he's looking for that. He is. However, let's not hope for it and let's not expect it.
Right.
Take it for what it is, a way to pass the holidays so neither one of you are alone, and afterwards, be prepared to be on your own again.
And talk about it. For God's sakes, it's amazing how people make assumptions and they just don't check them out ever.
Well, what I find is that people will ask questions of some sort of expert or some sort of person in this field, but they won't ask these very same questions of the person that they're involved with.
Right, exactly. Who has the answers for them in the end. All right, Frank, while I have you on the line, for our single listeners, what would be some good New Year's resolutions?
Oh boy, so many.
I know. Just give us a couple of things that you think people should focus on who are single and who really are looking to find love this year.
Okay, let's take some very common ones then, because those are the ones that need the most work. Number one, don't date somebody who you've dated before and it didn't work out.
Okay, well, that's right. That's kind of repeating patterns often, right? Mm-hmm.
Don't go back to that person and try again. Number two, date at least one person this year, and hopefully sooner than later, that you know would be a good partner that you're not necessarily massively attracted to.
Oh, why would you do that?
One of the biggest challenges that people have is that they know someone who would be a great partner for them, and that person's interested, but they say, yeah, but I'm not as turned on by that person. Well, give that person a chance.
I can tell you a couple of stories, 2, 3 stories that I know right off the bat of women who dated guys they were not attracted to, but not attracted to very much, and then a move by the guy, whether it was a kiss or something, clicked it for them.
That's
and
right.
They realized, oh, I am, but just from a intellectual perspective and from a one view perspective, they weren't. But once they got past, they went a little deeper in, a little further, it happened for them. So It was really interesting. And these guys were not their types at all.
Exactly. And this goes for guys too.
Right.
If you know somebody out there who would be a very good partner, and let's look at single parents out there. One of the things that single parents struggle with is that they're still looking for some sort of romantic connection. My advice to them is look for someone who would be a great role model for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Look for someone who would be a great step-parent. Let that be your primary criteria. Watch what happens. Watch what happens in the kind of people you date. Watch what happens, how that eliminates a lot of the drama.
Oh, yes. That's so interesting you say that. When I was dating, that was my first thing, was I had to picture whoever it was I was dating, I had to picture as the father of my kids. If I couldn't, they were out very, very, very quickly.
And it probably saved you from a lot of headaches and a lot of nasty relationships.
Probably. So you know what, Frank, when we come back and we do our next dating dilemmas, let's focus on new things that people could try, resolutions they'll be able to make, and things that haven't worked but they can do differently. So maybe we can tweak some love lives coming up.
I look forward to it. As a matter of fact, this year is going to become 6 years.
That we're doing this together. Wow, isn't that fun? Time flies. Boy, does time fly. It's scary.
2015 is going to be 6 years, and at some point this year, I'll have my 100th appearance on Fashion.
Well, that's fun. Great. So there's, oh boy, I think I just have a couple of other dating questions. Okay, hang on, all right? Could you hang on with us for a little bit?
Absolutely.
I just got in from some dating questions through text, so hang in there. And in the meantime, it is still Trouble Tuesdays, and we are getting questions. I kept Frank on the line because as we were talking, 2 other people texted in with questions that I think we're going to need your help with. So, you still there, Frank?
I'm still here.
Okay. Hi, Laurie. I've recently become seriously committed to someone I have been in love with for over 25 years. Get this. The problem is that she is married, and I have been okay with it up to now. I don't know how to proceed. Any ideas? First of all, to become seriously committed to someone who's married is not really a commitment, considering they're really not available to commit. N'est-ce pas?
Well, hold on now. Are they in an open marriage of some kind?
I don't think so.
Because if they're in an open marriage and he happens to be the secondary partner and everybody's okay with it, that's very different than him being the secret lover and then the majority of that relationship is actually in his head.
Right. Well, and maybe she's but maybe she's unfaithful, right?
Yeah.
Could be she's being unfaithful. He's committed to her, but she clearly can't commit to him since she's already committed elsewhere.
There's a red flag here, though. He's been in love with her for over 20-something years.
Right. Probably his high school sweetheart.
Well, not necessarily. It might be somebody he's had a crush on for 20-something years.
Mm.
And all of a sudden, now she's taking a liking to him. There's something more this guy's not telling us.
Well, he says I've recently become seriously committed to someone. So he's committed to her. I'm guessing, this is what I'm guessing because I've seen this happen, is they started a relationship. She started an extramarital relationship with someone she probably had met 25 years ago or maybe had dated or been in high school with, and he's been in love with her all this time or has been interested in her. And now, he's I don't know, and she's married. What is he to do?
He's to do nothing.
He's to do nothing. He should let her go.
He should be asking why he doesn't want someone who's much more available to him.
Right.
Why? Maybe he's got a fear of intimacy of some kind and can only handle a part.
And why would somebody be okay? He says, I've been okay up until now that she's married. Okay because you didn't want any more and now suddenly you want more? That's what I'm thinking.
I think this is self-sabotage.
Okay.
Sometimes when you want something so bad for so long and you finally get it, it doesn't live up to the fantasy you created.
That could
now
be
he's
too.
trying to find a problem with it so he can run away.
that too, or it's just unavailable, and question why you want to commit to someone who can't commit to you back. So I say talk it out with a therapist on that one.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, I've been dating this girl for 3 months. She still lives with her until she gets reorganized. I asked her to move out or move with me, and she used the quote, "Are you jealous? There's nothing to worry about." And also, she said she's not ready to move in with me. By the way, after the holidays, I'm dumping her. I think she's still in love with her ex. So here's another situation. This guy, he's dating a girl for 3 months who still lives with her ex-boyfriend. Is he really her ex?
No, this is a big red flag.
Another red flag.
He says, "Hey, come and live with me." First of all, after only 3 months, you want this person to move in with you?
And move in she's just leaving her ex. She's supposed to move in right away with somebody else?
And how long is it taking her now to exit this situation? Because that tells me that she's probably still having sex with the ex, that the guy doesn't even know he's about to become an ex.
Oh,
I think
wow.
that she's planning an exit strategy. She went out just to see if she could find somebody else. She did. This guy's taking it a lot more seriously. You can't get serious with someone that's living with their ex.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It's a big red flag, and, he's saying, I think she's still in love with her ex. So you have no way of knowing what she has told her ex either.
Listen, if he has to question it,
then
that's
there's
a
a
big
problem.
enough red flag that he should be looking for someone else to be in a relationship with in the new year.
Who's a hell of a lot more available. Frank, thanks for your input on this. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch up with you in 2015.
All the best to
Thank
everyone
you.
listening. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Frank. That's Frank Kermit. If you need to reach him, Frank at franktalks.com. That's his website, franktalks.com. You're listening to Trouble Tuesdays here on Passion on CJAD 800.
Stop being single. Remember to sign up for the Stop Being Single newsletter and get weekly tips about how to stop being single and how to start up a love life. Sign up at franktalks.com now.
Check out the Frank Talks Relationships column currently running in the Suburban Newspaper online magazine. To read more, please visit thesuburban.com.
Need help with love, sex, dating, or relationship issues? Help from Frank Kermit, the best-selling author and Canada's most international relationship coach, is only a click away at franktalks.com.
Remember to sign up for the Speed Dating Advice newsletter and get weekly tips to increase your matches. Learn every speed dating secret that speed dating companies don't want you to know. Sign up at franktalks.com now.